Hello and welcome back to another game of StarLadder Season 6. We are in game number 3 of day number 8. We have 5 games in total today, and we are seeing Fnatic taking on virtus.pro, 2 TI3 invitees, one of which, well, you could say they have been in a bit of a slump. They have been playing without their captain Fly. They are playing with 2 stand-ins today, that's Fnatic, and the other one, which basically hasn't dropped a beat since being invited and has been just continuously strong, which is virtus.pro. We'll see who is going to be taking the points here today, and just before we jump ourselves into the draft and before I introduce my co-caster, very bad mannered of me, we are seeing that virtus.pro is unbeaten as of yet. They've only played 2 games though in StarLadder Season 6. Have got 6 points to their name. Fnatic also got 6 points, but the difference is they actually played 5 games rather than 2, so they have 3 losses to their name. So are they going to add another one, or will they be 3-3? They can't really afford to lose another one if they want to have a chance in going to the LAN finals, because only the top 4 continues. And as my co-caster said in the previous game that turned out to be a remake, having 4 losses is around the bubble where you don't want to be, because you will be on that edge of not going to Kiev. And my co-caster, the mystery man, it is Vykromond, who is with me the entire day. There you go, introduction complete.
Alright, yeah, this should be an interesting game. Fnatic, they are running with 2 stand-ins, which is very tough to play with, but the plus side is both of them have played with Fnatic before. We've seen Yako stand in for them once or twice. We've seen Dumik stand in for them a lot. He has played the successful Rubik for them before, so it's not totally hopeless. We do have a little bit of a different draft than... Are we acknowledging the existence of a previous
Yes, we are acknowledging the existence.
So we had an issue at the last draft where No Tail completely dropped. His PC crashed, and so we were forced to restart the draft from the beginning. We've seen a little bit of a change where Gyrocopter is now on Fnatic's side, Lone Druid is now on VP's side, and the Puck comes out a lot earlier. So it seems like VP still really like this Tame My Wild Puck for the mid.
Yeah, and in terms of bans, a bit of change there, of course, allowing the Batrider in the end to go through. It is the Wisp, the Chen, the Nyx, and the Darkseer. And that allowed for that Batrider first pickup for Fnatic, and yeah, Lone Druid and Puck for virtus.pro, and then it was a Gyro and a Bane going the way of Fnatic. You do, of course, have that Nightmare, followed up by the Rocket Barrage, so good setup there already. And there's a Disruptor picked up by virtus.pro for the second time that we see him today.
Yeah, the VP really likes this hero. In fact, these days they're almost the only team that actually picks Disruptor, which I find somewhat surprising. He combos extremely effectively with a number of other heroes. In this case, the Puck is pretty good with Disruptor. It does keep things still for the Lone Druid as well. They don't have things like Darkseer, which was amazing last game, available, but there's still a lot. Juggernaut, if he makes it through the second phase, is going to be an insane pickup for VP. So I think Fnatic almost absolutely have to ban the Juggernaut because it's so good with Disruptor. It's so good with Lone Druid. So I'm more or less expecting that to come through. And still, Disruptor, I mean, he's just very, very effective. Huh. Drow ban?
Wow. It's like... I wasn't expecting the hero to be picked up, let alone see the light of day in a ban phase.
Yeah.
Maybe something that we don't know about the aura working like with virtus.pro picking her up lately. They ban out the Nyx now as well. With Keeper of Light and Magnus being banned out by virtus.pro standard bans, I mean, we need an offlaner or mid laner for Fnatic still together with a secondary support or jungle hero. Previous game we saw them going for Chen, by the way. And that one was banned out, that's why we see the ban there. We still, of course, have the Enchantress in the pool if they really want to have something like that. But yeah, awkward ban with the Drow and Juggernaut still in the pool. And I think, indeed, as you said, virtus.pro, they'll pick it up if they get the chance.
I do not I'm sitting here trying to suss out why the Drow ban. We've seen her used a little bit, not by virtus.pro, but I've seen EG pick it up a couple of times. It's good in a sort of early push sense, but VP don't have room for another ranged damage dealer, really. So it would just be the Drow. Okay, they do take out the Juggernaut, which is smart. I'm still totally confused. I don't understand this ban. We'll have to see what VP fill their draft out with now that Jug isn't available, but I still feel like they have tons of good options.
Yeah, that is definitely true, especially since a carry ban that could have been a carry ban went to the Drow Ranger. So, yeah, we do have a ban for the Nature's Prophet, Trixie's Nature's Prophet, as we knew that previous game Fnatic wanted to have a jungle hero there, so I guess that basically was the line that virtus.pro wanted to take. We still have the Clockwork
10
in the pool if they
seconds
want to do
remaining.
something like that. We still have the Enchantress as mentioned. We still have a lot of follow-up
5
disables
seconds
coming
remaining.
off from after the Bane's Nightmare. Solar Shrek, Lina, Jakiro, all still in the pool. Also Clockwork again works well together with that. But yeah, Shadow Demon actually still in the pool as well. Might be something that virtus.pro will be looking at, because that is a secondary support that could set up for and the kinetic field, and it of course helps against that Bat Rider. Anybody who's gonna get lassoed, one disruption saves the day.
That's a good point.
Woo!
Shadow Demon, nice. I like this Warlock pick. It does give them a little bit of that team fight explosiveness potential. Go take that Warlock into the middle. Have the Bat Rider jungle. Fnatic, very early purveyors of jungle Bat Rider. It's something that they love to do. Get that fast blink dagger and so on and so forth. Warlock's a good pickup. I'm trying to think too about what VP are going to go for their second support. The only thing about Shadow Demon is it would be
10
almost
seconds
overkill
remaining.
against Bat Rider, because the Disruptor is already good against Bat Rider, and it's not that great against Gyro. They go with a Silencer, so it's still not... Again, VP have the 10th pick, so they can still change things up. This could be a support Silencer for Arsart, or it could just as easily end up being an Airman Silencer. I think support is more likely, because what this lets them do is kill the Warlock before he can Golem, and that's a huge deal.
Enchantress.
Yeah, and here comes still the Enchantress for Fnatic, so they still wanted to have that jungle hero regardless of the Chen being banned out. And an Alchemist picked up now by virtus.pro, making your assumptions for a support Silencer to be completely true, especially since Arsart picks it up. But a Warlock, I like it. Gives a bit of extra teamfight potential to a Fnatic, which they kind of lacked, considering, yeah, the Puck, the Disruptor.
Yeah.
It just makes for already so much control, like teamfight potential in terms of AoE stuns, big damage coming out, not so much, but the control that those two heroes bring in a teamfight is just really a lot to deal with, and having a Warlock there can just totally disrupt that potential control coming off from virtus.pro.
Yes, I have to say that the only problem with the Warlock, now that there's a Disruptor and a Silencer on the board, and Puck, Fnatic have a lot of heroes who really want to be able to cast their spells, and virtus.pro have a
10
lot of
seconds
ways
remaining.
of preventing them from being able to cast spells. So the question is going to
5
come down
seconds
to
remaining.
initiation, in my opinion. If VP finds superior positioning in initiation, Fnatic will get blown out of the water in every single fight. If Fnatic are able to sort of start fights by picking off a lasso and getting the positioning that they want, I feel like they'll be in vastly better shape. Like, a fight in which a Golem, in which the Chaotic Offering lands, is a fight Fnatic are going to have an advantage in. The only question is, will that happen? How frequently will that happen?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get that one in with all the control that virtus.pro has. As we have a bit of a pause. I think on both teams there were some people that were just AFK waiting till their captain has the draft done, but we can continue introducing the players. Up until now we have KSI playing the lone druid for his team. It's gonna be Ars Art or Gregor Smilovic playing the Silencer. I think I did that very nicely. Airman or Illidan Stormrage up on the Alchemist, and Ness playing the Disruptor once more, and Tamar Wild or Blue playing the Puck in the mid lane, as we saw in the previous game as well.
Yeah, he's going to reprise that. We'll have to watch for that mid lane, because if he's able to dominate Trixie in the mid, that would be a big deal. And that is Trixie on the mid Warlock, most likely, using just the staff cosmetic and maybe the Golem. No, not the Golem, unfortunately, but it is a very nice staff. Then the carry will be played by Era on this Gyrocopter, supported by Jocko, I think, on the Bane, and then No Tail on the What? They're joking, right? What? Oh, it's because No Tail's disconnected again, so they're joking about it being a full remake again.
Oh,
but
jeez. That scared me. It was like, oh my god, what did I miss?
Yeah. My entire heart stopped for a second there, but No Tail's gonna jungle on the Enchantress, and then Doomix, it looks like will actually go up on, because the jungle is taken by Enchantress, he's going to try this hard lane Bat Rider.
Should be possible, and if it's not possible, he will go into the jungle, one of those heroes that can safely do. With Enchantress there, will of course be a bit sharing is caring and all that stuff, but you can just stack one creep and take that completely for himself. Enchantress should still be fine. And Enchantress is one of those heroes that will try to make a lot of stuff happen on the map, of course, early on. So, in a way, she won't be spending that much time in that jungle. And,
they might do Bat Jungle and Ench Jungle. Like, if Enchantress takes these 3 camps, and Batrider just focuses on these two, you can make it work. It's not actually optimal, but if you don't feel safe with the Batrider, then it's a good idea. And I do think that there's a lot of danger potentially from VP towards that Batrider. Maybe not at level 1, but even at level 2.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this mid is gonna lane though. Puck against the Warlock. Puck will be having the upper hand. But if Warlock can get his levels up safely, they should be okay. Wow, that stuff is... I don't know, why is that stuff uncommon? Because it does look kind of cool. I was at first thinking it's not that impressive, but the bottom half is actually really cool.
Yeah, and I like the flame coming from the top. I don't know, it's part of a set. The golem for that set is actually amazing. It's got like a giant Eye of Sauron on the top, but unfortunately Trixie isn't using the alternate golem.
Oh, I don't like that golem because he doesn't have a head.
It's so cool though!
He doesn't have a head though!
Oh no. So, actually, Arsart isn't Viz, it's just harassment, because Silencer isn't going to be able to cause a first blood, really.
It does force him to pick up Shadow Word first, but that's so fine. He'll be able to be survivable with that. He wanted to pick that up at some point anyway. I just have to check on something in terms of Na'Vi versus OSG. We'll start... There we go. Because for a lot of people, of course, that are here waiting for Na'Vi versus OSG to start as well after this one, I have been told that it won't start without us, as in we'll wait until this game is over.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just asking for confirmation because it seems like the lobby is already going up soon.
Ooh. Huh. Okay. Well, maybe they'll just hold it.
Yeah.
My issue here for Fnatic is kind of almost the same thing that was with Oslic, where how do they contest any farm for Airman? And because you know that Airman is going to go that highly aggressive approach with that farm, it's not like you get a long reprieve because he's done, like, Midas Battle Fury or something. He will be a relevant force for teamfights pretty quickly.
And look at that Harpy, by the way. Doing so much damage to the puck. I mean, it doesn't really scale that well, that Chain Lightning, but at level 1 plus level 2, where you're there, it just hurts. It hurts a lot. And the harassment coming out of puck is quite a lot. Nice dodge of the Lightning, but you can't really dodge that. I mean, it's just a target spell, and if you're not there, it won't go.
I feel like it's been a while since we've really seen No Tail on one of these jungle heroes, but they are one of his specialties. He's extremely strong with them.
Yeah, he's an all-around player. We've seen him mid, we've seen him support, we've seen him on indeed micro-heavy carries. Micro-heavy carries rather, supports, I mean. But yeah, it's really, look at that. I mean, Puck is so annoying to deal with that, and gives Trixie a lot of space to just go for those last hits.
It's fantastic to get the mid superior. Actually, is he going to lose this Harpy?
Well, it's going to lose
so bad.
Oh, well.
That's a mistake. He took 4 creep hits onto that Harpy. That's really too bad, because you can use the entire mana pool. Well, actually, was it about to expire?
It was about to expire, yeah.
So it's okay. He maybe missed 1 lightning bolt from it, so not a big deal. I forgot that he wasn't on Chen. It's my fault.
And 35 gold is okay to be giving away, I guess, in a way. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously. It would have been better if it just expired, but... Well, you know, you can deal with that. As the harassment just continues. And, yeah, Warlock having a good time here. Outblast hitting Puck, who has 10 for 2, with Trixie sitting on 16 to 6. And you were saying, like, how can they stop Airman from farming? Airman is actually going to be pushing, so he'll lose a bit of farm from that most likely. And we see Doomix running for his life, or flying for his life rather. But if Doomix gets his levels up, they will be able to focus him down. And I think the rotation is going to come from Fnatic first, before we see the rotation coming off that aggressive from virtus.pro. Because, well, it really depends how fast Doomix is going to get his level 6. Because they need to get the lasso, and then they can maybe go for it. As we also have a push coming on the bottom lane. So both teams going for those tier 1 tower. Fortification already used on the Dire side, and going to be used on the Radiant side soon probably as well.
I'm not sure about this boots first approach from Jocko on this Bane, because you were talking about transitioning, rotating.
Top lane, wait a second. Doomix, he is going to be first blood.
That's the thing, they have no one to rotate. The Bane didn't buy enough. Oh, actually, Puck is in a lot of trouble here. He might die. Yeah, he will.
Whoa, that was the heal.
And it was bonds. Shadow Word plus Fatal Bonds. Yep.
That's nice really great.
Yeah. Trixie needs an advantage in the mid, and between the Harpy, Stormcrafter, and now the kill there, that does give him that ability. He's going to hit level 6 in 1 or 2 more creep kills. Tame My Wild, because of that early harassment and domination by Trixie, he's actually barely into level 4. He is losing this mid substantially.
And this is a big deal because of course bottom lane won by Fnatic. Where are they gonna go down? He dropped the rock, wants to go for Puck. Look at the damage he's taking. He might actually be able to fatal bonds the entire creep wave. It's only one range creep though. But with the haste rune, Trixie chasing him down. Oh, nice phase shift. Or is he
still got haste rune?
Still got haste rune. It wants to try it. A couple last hits needed, but the bottle is there. And the bottle is now completely out. Gonna be forcing Trixie away. That was close. Very close.
Only a colossal play by TMW there to not die. He phase shifted the initial stun and damage of the chaotic offering. So he didn't get stunned, and he didn't take that extra whatever damage it is when it lands. So what is damage when it lands? 100? So that's substantial. He would be dead right now if he hadn't dodged that.
Yeah.
So very, very, very nice play by TMW. Not to die there. Still losing this mid lane unless they rotate some supports over though.
Yeah, and in the meantime, they also lost their tier 2 tower bottom. And we saw the dive on top lane for the first bot, which was great and all that. But they didn't manage to get the tier 1 tower. So right now, Fnatic, I mean, even though they gave up first blood in a way, they got 2 towers already down. They've got the mid lane one. They're looking good, and their gold advantage is now at 2k, courtesy of the towers, of course. But, I mean, if they can make it work for them, if they can make use of this, that will put them ahead real far.
Yep, VP were not able to even get that tier 1 or even do that much damage to it. Dumix, of course, not doing great for XP. A little bit behind where I think KSI is. Yeah, KSI is at level 5, Dumix at level 3. But Fnatic, you're completely right, Sheever. I mean, they created a ton of space for Era to get free farm. Way more than Judo had on Gyrocopter in the Oslick VP game.
Yeah, and they could even try to rotate their push and just try to push middle because, like you said, Tame My Wild is not winning middle, and if there's people coming mid, he won't be able to hold his ground, and the tier 1 tower will drop, and they would force virtus.pro to rotate, in which case, I don't think they'll be too strong, especially not if you're gonna be having Warlock with this rock up again.
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah,
under attack.
Warlock is a fairly serious concern for VP here, and it's interesting that they're not moving with any urgency to gank him. Maybe they just don't feel like they can, but the fact is, Trixie, he's got his power treads, and if he wants to rush either Mechanism or Aghanim's, he can start doing that very soon.
In the meantime, tier 1 tower top will still go down, so I guess that's something for virtus.pro, putting the gold graph a bit back inside their favor. And we do have a rotation incoming from Arsart, rotating in towards the mid lane, so maybe trying to go for something, or it could just be for protection of Tame My Wild, because yeah, he is still level 5. He is not doing good. He doesn't have boots yet, or unless they're on the courier right now, which is actually the case. Cool, he has boots. Woohoo.
Yeah, but they're just brown boots. They're not his arcanes by any means. He's really not that close to that, and Blink is a distant possibility for him right now. Arsart is just here. They haven't actually spotted him. Like, Fnatic have not seen that Silencer is here, so the idea is to somehow bait Warlock into initiating and try to kill him with 2 casts of tier 3 Last Word. I don't know how this is going to work, though. I honestly just think it's a purely defensive Silencer play.
Okay, KSI coming in as well as NS, though. They have 4 people mid here right now. I'm not sure why they want to force out a team fight when Warlock has his rock up and tier 1 tower around the corner to have people TP into. Trying to bait. Dream Coil is going to hit, though. He still has a rock. He is gonna probably try and drop it. He has got the bottle though. He can try to get some more mana, but he can't get it. Entangle. Here comes Bear. I'm not sure what the Bear was thinking, but yeah, Bear dies. Well, that was a counter initiation, if any, and that fatal bonds actually did a lot of damage to KSI. Look at his HP bar.
Yeah, it's that and the Bear backlash because he wasn't able to recall the Bear before it died.
And that is some pretty fatal bonds, and yeah, push rotates because this is actually a push because of virtus.pro pushing in, because they forced out the rotation from Fnatic, and Era now being here thinking, you know what, I'm here, that's great, but I want to get something for my TP, something for my efforts, and tier 1 tower looks just fine for him.
Yeah. And KSI going to Midas again in just a second, so this Lone Druid is finding development, which is good. Will that Entangle actually kill that Harpy? Yes, it will. Okay. So, I think this is the tier 1 for Fnatic, but VP, again, they are developing, and Airman once again just purely free farming, now up to 3,000 gold. If he wants that Shadow Blade, he can have it in 100 gold.
Yeah, in the meantime, Bane is still level 5, so they kind of can't get a hand on on Puck just yet. The Fiend Skip, of course, would be something that they would want to use. Nightmare is the only thing it can do. Oh, he still gets it. Vision up on the high ground. They now realize that, and they... Oh, that was... Yeah... Bit of an awkward Nightmare, basically only to reveal the fact that they have got a ward up there. And smoke off for the rest of Fnatic, with Bane being left alone.
They still have Chaotic Offering, so
yeah, they want to try and take down Airman. And if they can, if Doomix can push down the rest of the lane, this will be a tower going their way as well.
And because of this tower advantage, the huge tower advantage, Era, once he gets another tower, will actually be higher on GPM incoming than Alchemist is, even though Alchemist has 3 ranks of Grievel's Greave. If they can get the kill on Illidan, that would be even better, but I don't think they brought Detection. Oh, no, they do have Detection. They have Sentries on No-Tail. No boots, still, but he does have Sentries. Which is weird. 2,200 gold, no boots.
Yeah, they need to catch him out, though, and they can't find an opening.
What is he saving for?
Radiant's bottom tower.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, actually, they completely catch out Jocko because all of Fnatic are up here.
Yeah.
Not that big of a kill, but maybe they can get the tower off of it.
That would be a trade tower, though, and I don't think Fnatic will want to do that. They don't want to be giving gold away to Virtus.pro right now. Not when they're so far ahead. So defending towers, while they have a Chaotic Offering anyway, should be something that they want to do.
Yeah.
But do they, though?
I honestly, the thing about this game is I still think, wow, Airman coming in from the side in the middle.
Sentry ward, he realized that because it's dropped in range of the other sentry ward. He's stunning himself though. Here comes the slow and the shadow ward, and that is a stun from the Centaur helping out. Will he drop is the question. Whoa, well, yeah, slightly overkill perhaps, but I guess otherwise he would have been able to get away.
Worth it, honestly. Well, it is overkill because Doomix was coming. That's a little bit of a miscommunication where they didn't realize that the stand-in could have cleaned that up. They did not need the Chaotic Offering. Thing is, Golem's a pretty good pusher too. It clears out creep waves quickly and it tanks a lot. So they can take at least the tier 1 and possibly even press the tier 2 while this Golem is still up. VP looks to try to take a tower trade, and that was a nice kill. I mean, it got both Jocko and No-Tail to their ultimates just very recently, which improves Fnatic's teamfight a lot.
Yeah, and they just took down the tier 1. Their own tier 1 bottom still dropped, of course, but they want to defend their tier 2. Losing tier 2s right now is, of course, not something where you want to be heading to, and the cooldown is going to prevent it from happening as well, just clearing out the creep wave and scaring Virtus.pro away. That Golem, by the way, really annoying to Airman right now. He's gonna vanish soon, but yeah, it's just annoying. Walking circles around the tower for it.
Yeah, honestly, a pretty tense game so far. 4 kills in 12 minutes. Not for lack of engagements, just everybody sort of peeling back, really scared. That's what Warlock, so Warlock and Silencer are both people with enormously impactive ultimates, both on a long cooldown, and sometimes, almost counterintuitively, having those huge ultimates makes for less big teamfights because both teams get scared. The downside risk becomes so big of losing a teamfight that you just never want to take one.
Yeah, unless you know exactly what's gonna happen and where everybody is. We might have a change in pace though with Doomix now picking up his Blink Dagger. Doesn't really have anything else, and he is going to be forced towards the middle lane if you want to make use of it, because Virtus.pro, they've gathered up. They only missed the Alchemist here, but they are sitting here with 4 heroes, having all their ultimates up, and actually back off. Well, that was useful.
So No-Tail did finally buy his boots. He decided not to go for the strat that they were using in the last games that I commentated with you, which was No-Tail boots for the first half hour. He's got his tier 1s, Urn of Shadows, and Magic Wand. Just a lot of good utility and survivability and heal.
And it looks like we're gonna see Fnatic forcing out a team fight. They have got a mechanism now up on Trixie, so that will help out. They have got a smoke also up on the Enchantress. They could try to look for something, and they want to make use of that Blink Dagger, of course. If they can find the Silencer, he will of course be able to use his ulti before he gets lassoed. Haste run up on Trixie, not going to be amounting to anything either, and they rotate back middle. Rock up in 5 seconds.
With Chaotic Offering, I feel like they should feel fairly comfortable pushing. The only thing is Airman is threatening the top here. But Trixie right now is almost out farming Airman. It's still very close, and they have the Ancient stack too. That's something to keep in mind. This is a big ancient stack that Era will be able to clean up later.
Oh, glimpse in,
nice.
Trixie. Airman here as well, Global Silence coming in, and Trixie goes down before he can do anything. Can he actually buy back? Because if they want to take this fight, he needs to buy back, but he can't, and he'll see his teammate Bane go down as well, and that is 2 kills extra on the side of virtus.pro. Clean kills and just good solid coordination, execution, and they're gonna take a tier 1 tower off the back of that.
Yeah, very nice play from VP. That's what we were talking about right from the start, and we finally see it. If Disruptor glimpses Warlock effectively, they can chain infinite silences to make sure that that chaotic offering never comes down. Oh, if they steal this ancient stack, that would be incredible, though. But it's still very, very risky, because there's still a chaotic offering available. But now they know it's here. Oh, they block it. They block the next stack. Very nice.
Yeah, and that's gonna be forcing out Fnatic to farm it out, and I'm kind of curious to see if virtus.pro wants to try and contest it, because yeah, they did realize it, and they, like, I think they could have done something about it, but no, Era will just take it for free.
Come get healed.
Nature's Attendant's helping out, keeping Era up in the meantime as well, also healing his Cent Tower though, that's nice. But yeah, it's gold that virtus.pro is now willingly giving away. I was thinking they could contest it.
It's tough. I mean, I think at the time the Fnatic went for it, yeah, Static Storm isn't up. It's a fantastic thing to use in that tight choke-pointed area of the Radiant Ancient area, but they didn't have it, and so without that, maybe they weren't confident that they could do the completely stopping the Warlock ultimate again. And Fnatic is going to just smoke on the back of this. Era, almost done with his BKB, so he's at fairly low gold, he doesn't mind losing some of it. And they're just going to try to find more kills using the Batrider.
Yeah, and if they can find Airman, that would be a big pickup. And he walks right past the sentry, right past the ward. Sentry ward gets dropped down, no Shadow Blade for him. Fiend's Grip, everything. Well, everything apart from the rock, I guess. But a Fiend's Grip and a last 2 being used to take him down. Even though they used a lot of heroes just for 1 kill, that is the kill that they wanted to have. So, good riddance there. As I actually, wow, I forgot to switch to net worth. Apologies for that one, as I normally do that a lot earlier. But I just wanted to check how it is going. We do see now Era highest on top of that net worth, as we have actually got a rotation from virtus.pro. Not quite sure what they're thinking about achieving here. Maybe trying to find Era, but I'm not. Oh, they can glimpse. They can glimpse him. They will glimpse him. Kinetic field there as well. Blink in from Tame My Wild. Era will drop. Can't do anything with his gold before he dies, and he'll lose 300 of that.
Very nice. That's exactly the response they needed. They kill Airman with the full gank, you kill Era with the full gank. And that brings the net worth back towards parity. Especially the later they can get Era to get his BKB, the better shape they're in. I mean, it's so important to delay that, and very, very nice play by VP there.
Yeah, and with the first threat of a team fight, virtus.pro back off. They don't want to be fighting up against a Warlock with Rock, which is, you know, it is very tough. Like, you know that virtus.pro doesn't want a team fight when there's a Rock up. You know that Fnatic doesn't want a team fight when they don't have it up, and when they don't have the say of when they go in, because of course that's Silencer Global Silence. And like you said, both teams will be afraid to fight unless they absolutely know that everything is in their favor, and that's very hard to come by. So we are gonna see a bit of a quiet game in terms of fight. Both teams want to team fight rather than picking off heroes apart from when they use smokes. But yeah, it's 8 kills in 17 minutes, and even though we've seen worse games in the last couple of weeks / days, it's fairly quiet.
Poor No Tail. It's taking forever to find this observer ward. I think he's actually not going to.
He needs to clear out a tree.
He spent so much time trying to find that, and without tangos, I actually think you can't access this rune. This ward spot.
Yeah, you need to clear a tree, and then you can do
it. That's funny. Poor No Tail. That was a lot of time wasted for him.
They need to have Doomix fly over there, then they'll see it.
That's what they need to do. They need to flame, like, just cut all the trees down. Because he spent 2 centuries looking for this already. This is tragic, because this is Era's main source of out-farming Illidan.
How many centuries does he want to use for this? Like,
it doesn't matter at this point. With these 2 sentries, the 2 positioning, you cover 100% of the available area. So that's not the problem. The problem is he has no idea how to cut in there, I guess. Yeah, meanwhile, they're just rushing.
Yeah, and there's nothing that Fnatic is doing. I think they could be, of course, doing something. I think they have the team fight potential, but they just don't know what's going on in time. And when they do realize it, when they smoke up, they might be a bit too late. Do they still want to go in? It looks like they do. Rock gets dropped before anything else, but where is that Fatal Bonds? Global Silence is gonna mess up Fnatic completely. They see No-Tail already drop, and Tangle's up on Doomix. And when the sound comes back, we see everybody of Fnatic in big trouble. Puck still going down, which is something nice, but Doomix TPing out. It is gonna be the Bane dropping as well. Warlock dying still, and that is 3 for 1. Not something that Fnatic was aiming for sure.
Whenever you use that Chaotic Offering, you want to win that fight, and that's certainly not what they did there. I think you were exactly right to highlight the fact that, sure, Chaotic Offering came down, but with no Fatal Bonds follow-up, it was not, or Fatal Bonds beforehand, it's not enough damage. Fnatic did not have the damage to punch through all of VP. Keep in mind, this Gyrocopter went this early farming strategy of Helm of the Dominator, Black King Bar. So he's not bringing that much damage to the table, and Fnatic just had no follow-up. Not to mention, oh man, Doomix gets glimpsed back, and they might get No-Tail. Now VP are just on the warpath.
Yeah, and Tangle will hold Doomix in place, will kill him off, and No-Tail still alive for now. And they might be able to get Ilden actually. He gets, well, he gets the Aegis out of him. Can they pick him up? They don't have a Fiend Script, they do have a Nightmare. Sentry Ward goes down, Rocket Bar's doing some damage. Kinetic Fuel is gonna try to stop Air from chasing him down, and it should be enough to keep Airman alive here.
Very nice. Good job of Fnatic defending there. They only lose Doomix. They managed to clear out the Aegis. Very important. That said, yeah, and is Trixie level 11 yet? They gotta get level 11 for Trixie. The thing with Chaotic Offering is the Golem becomes so much stronger at subsequent ranks, just in terms of the damage that it by itself deals, that you really want to hit that 11 in a timely fashion. If you compare him to the Puck has his level 2 ultimate, and Trixie doesn't, and that is kind of unfortunate.
He'll get it though. He needs 4 experience.
Yes, of course. That's true.
But yeah, it wasn't there in the previous fight. It is a big loss, and you know, you kind of can't initiate with, of course, with the Fatal Bonds when you have a Silencer on the map. But
right.
In a way, like, if you cast it, at least you'll force out the Global Silence, and maybe you can go in afterwards. Perhaps that's the thing, but...
And they lassoed Silencer. That was their intention, to take care of Silencer for long enough.
You're a Marsman! I'm gonna call you back.
Okay.
Beauty of Skype. Welcome back!
Hi, good to be back. It looks like we're having a fight.
Yeah, looks like Doomix gonna be silenced. Global Silence there once more. Doomix will drop.
Yeah. The thing with that previous fight is, you mentioned it's hard to get your Warlock combo off against the Silencer. I agree, but they were using the lasso on Silencer to make sure that they got the combo off, and they still didn't.
Yeah, one thing that is the case now though, we have got 2 minutes without the silence, and we do still have the rock on the table, so we are gonna see Fnatic probably looking to take a fight, especially since of course the Aegis is gone. They could now take a fight if they find virtus.pro, which is probably something that they're not gonna let happen anytime soon.
Yeah, VP can just clear out the jungle, and again, they can constrict Fnatic's farming capacity. They're in a similar position at this point, way less ahead, but still ahead substantially than they were against Oslic, where your Alchemist is starting to outfarm the opposing carry, so you can just control their map. If they put wards down, that would also be fantastic, to just completely control the map.
Yeah, in terms of ward coverage, it is in favor of Fnatic at the moment. Covering their own jungle a bit, but jungle's still getting farmed out by virtus.pro, and looks like we are gonna see Fnatic going in. Oh, attempt to drop the rock, but there's a silence steal from the Puck, who jumped himself in there and tangles up in Trixie as well. There goes the Fatal Bonds and the rock right before he dies, at least. He got that one out, and he drops, as does the bear. Puck goes down as well. It is gonna be Smile running for his life from a big ass golem, looking for entangles on the bear. Resummon on the bear, by the way, Airman. In a Forest of Sentries will be dropping there as well. And that's still gonna be the golem going down. 2 kills though, going the way of Fnatic, and they might be taking a tier 2 off their back of this one. And you know, it's probably not the big team fight win that they would want to have, but they pick up 2 key heroes.
It's something, and they killed the Alchemist, and that all comes down to the fact that there weren't enough silences to prevent Trixie's stun that time. He got the Chaotic Offering, he got the Fatal Bonds, and that made VP have to immediately flee. They actually buy back Airman.
Yeah, and they glimpse back Doomix, who instantly jumps out of there. Nice reaction times. He is gonna be able to Firefly away. Trixie will be popping the Dream Coil there, running for his life, but there is Entangles. Or is there? There. Ooh, nice
Wow.
flame break. Doomix MVP, unless there's gonna be more entangles. Kinetic field, entangles. Right on the edge, otherwise he would have been able to get out of there. But they get one, that's only one kill upon the Warlock that already has his rock on cooldown. After a buyback of Airmen.
And he didn't even participate in that kill. He got no gold for it. So, yeah, they're going to have to push with this, I guess, to make this buyback worth it.
Yep, and they are. Tier 2 tower, that's what they want. If they take this tower down, they will be having the gold graph even once more. As we have the net graph, by the way, totally in favor of Virtus.pro. They're two core heroes out farming the one core of Fnatic. I say one core because I only basically mean the gyro right now. Tier 2 goes down and Fnatic, Virtus.pro rather, they rotate. Probably want to take the tier 2 top as well.
I think they can. The Chaotic Offering is up in 45, but they may be able to take the tier 2 before. And they do have Global Silence, so even if the Chaotic Offering is available, they may well be able to kill the Warlock. Here's the thing, Arsart has had a quiet but very, very, very effective game. He has quite good net worth for the fact that he's been a support. He's 2k ahead of net worth versus TMW on his own team. Also, he hasn't died. He's 5-0-2 with 16 stolen intelligence. This silencer is going to be a big deal in this game.
Yeah, we just saw like the big team fight that Fnatic just forced out, right? They took down Alchemist and Puck. Both Alchemist and Puck have now died 3 times, and the rest of Virtus.pro just hasn't died at all.
You're right. I didn't even notice that. Even NS hasn't died. Wow.
Yeah, it's like only the two key heroes. Well, I say 2 key heroes, but Lone Druid definitely a key hero as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the bear is looking pretty fat, but like only the Alchemist and the Puck have died so far, and that's a big thing of having those supports. It hurts them so much if they go down, and normally, due to Flak Cannon and the amount of damage that it brings, Era should be able to bring them down in a fight no problem. But they've just not died, and that's a big ton of gold that the supports of Virtus.pro are getting extra on top of the supports of Fnatic, who are gonna be smoking up and looking for a fight. They have got to deal with the global silence though. But they find Airman, they blink in, they lasso, they go in, the global silence goes off as well, so they need to hold on for this. Kinetic field static storm is there. Whoa, this silence is deafening. We have got Trixie going down before he can do anything though, and that's of course the important thing. That is Fnatic's team fight's gone. Era on the run, Buck still going down. That's something nice on the side that Fnatic can get. But Era, he is running for the life. This is the most important hero of Fnatic, and it goes down. Together with Doomix, perhaps Beanscript still helping kill off NS. That's the first time NS died. See the Bane and Doomix running for their life. Oh, first hit entangle. Yep. Monster kill, triple kill for Arsart. How much intellect is it? 22 intellect he stole. This is a support silencer. 8 to 0 to 2. He's got most kills of his entire team. As a support.
Arsart is dominating. This is the scary thing about support silencers. Sometimes it does nothing, but then sometimes all of a sudden their number 4 or number 5 is a carry. And it's like, where did that come from? We saw this, we've seen Chuan do this for IG, and now we're seeing Arsart do it. This is a scary, scary silencer.
Yeah, we were talking about the cores that Virtus.pro have, but you know, if you have this kind of support, you'll be able to just get yourself like an extra core for free on the back of a support. That's amazingly done. I mean, that's just one of those heroes that you just want to have. And that's something that Fnatic doesn't have. They could have it if No-Tail was able to get more farm. I mean, he's been involved in 4 kills out of the 8. I mean, he's definitely not doing bad. But he's been buying a lot of wards, as we saw.
Right.
He has been spending a lot of gold on supporty items. And he can't really be that semi-carry that Fnatic seemingly definitely needs.
No-Tail has spent thousands of gold, I think, on wards this game. Like, well, at least 1,000. He's bought so many sets, and he's done so much support work, which means the rest of the heroes have to pick up the slack. And Trixie's farm got completely stalled after the mechanism, basically. He's now finally working toward that Aghanim Scepter. He's got the point booster, but it's a long journey.
Yeah, and it will take him some time before he gets there, because he kind of can't take that much farm, because the farm should all go to Era. Era is the one that is going for possibly a Desperation Rapier, which is what it looks like right now. He picked himself up a Demon's Edge, and he needs that. They need this to survive, I think.
Yeah, but it's so scary going for that Desperation Rapier when you haven't won the last couple fights.
Yeah.
They would need to win Roche to get
never
ahead,
mind.
to get
Never mind.
Aegis.
It's
yeah,
an
he's gonna
MKB.
get MKB, probably, yeah. I think
there
that's
goes my hope.
wiser. They're not quite so desperate that they need the rapier or just lose. And they would need the Aegis to make it get this next Aegis. I can't see them winning the fight.
Yeah, but you say that they're not that desperate yet, but I feel like the next fight that virtus.pro win, they can just go up high ground. They have
Yeah,
so much
you're probably
pushing
right.
potential.
That's a great point. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a tough situation for Fnatic, and they kind of have to just give this Roche, like, you can just see there, they want to take advantage of this, but they know they can't.
Yeah, we see Airman actually going aggressive straight away. There was, of course, a ward, I think, scouting it out, perhaps.
Oh, man.
Blink and Lasso grabs Puck, global silence, 3-man stun from Airman, and all 3 go down, triple kill. Coming out, well, actually, no, everybody gets a kill there. Disruptor and Alchemist and Lone Druid all get a kill. 2 heroes making it out alive, but those 2 are the 2 supports. virtus.pro, I think they're looking to end it right now because I think they can. No buybacks available on the side of the Radiant. Actually, like literally everybody of the Dire has buyback. Nobody of the Radiant has buyback.
Brutal, brutal fight. Just 2 times in a row. They see the lasso come down and immediately global silence and just mop it up. It's such quick on-the-ball response from virtus.pro to Fnatic's initiation. I talked about how initiation was the key in this game, and I think what you're seeing here is that VP adopted the appropriate way to just respond to Fnatic's initiation and make it impossible for Fnatic to start a team fight off on the right foot.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking back to the draft and wondering if it wouldn't be better for Fnatic to have picked up their Enchantress before their Warlock, hoping that maybe virtus.pro would already pick up their secondary support, which probably wouldn't have been a silencer if they hadn't shown that Warlock. And if they then would have had a better chance, because that silencer right now is messing up the entire flow of Fnatic's team fight, and team fights are what they are still looking for, despite a silencer on the map.
The VP, they got a huge advantage on the back of that. One set of racks clearing out the tier 3 bottom. They're honestly, for Fnatic to get back into this, the problem is that they have to win a big fight. Like, they don't have a choice. As grim as it looks, that's their path back into the game, is to trap VP out and somehow win an engagement. They still have this chaotic offering. If they could do it between global silences, it would be great, but now there's only 30 seconds left before the next one. What are they actually doing? Where do they
both
think
teams
VP
are smoking, and VP is smoking towards the bottom lane, and Fnatic is smoking towards the top lane.
This is a weird Fnatic smoke.
I hope they have TPs, because if virtus.pro decides to go in here...
They do, they're TPing back.
Yeah. I was gonna say, they wouldn't have much chance. And by the way, next
No
fight...
Tail doesn't have one, actually. So no
Ooh.
Enchantress for this.
And next fight, there will be a Arsart Hex. Done.
Yep.
Limbs back.
Oh,
It
Trixie.
is Trixie. No chaotic offering in this fight, and no buyback for him either. Stun hits GG cold. The chaotic offering is all they wanted, and the global silence will prevent Fnatic from doing anything else. They tap out, call the GG, and lose this game. And virtus.pro now, with 3 wins in StarLadder Season 6, put themselves on top of the rankings with 9 points in their pocket. 3 games played, no games dropped. Any last words?
No, I mean, excellent play from VP. Completely shutting, after an amazing early start for Trixie, dominating the middle lane, VP just using those silence chains so incredibly effectively. Only really one fight in which Trixie was able to pop off his entire combo. In every single other engagement, he was either able to land just the chaotic offering or nothing at all. Because Waning Rift, Static Storm, Global Silence, and Last Word. So many silences to prevent Fnatic from getting off their combo. VP, and it's gotta be tough for Fnatic. I mean, on the one hand, you can't draw that much of a conclusion about games in which you only have 3 of your full-time players. On the other hand, like I said earlier, now you have an entire rest of StarLadder season left in which, more likely than not, you're not gonna make it to those playoffs.
Yeah, that is the result of not having your full lineup, I guess, in a way. I mean, it's a conscious choice. You could try to postpone. You have 2 wild cards. Each team has those. You can postpone some of the matches, but deciding not to, especially against these teams that you kind of, you know, virtus.pro, probably one of the tougher ones. You might want to be with your full lineup for. But, yeah, they lose the game here. We are going to be jumping ourselves into the next game. StarLadder Season 6. Game number 4 of day number 8 will be coming up. It is Na'Vi taking on OSG, or Oslik Gaming. And we'll see how Oslik can hold themselves against the Ukrainian Giants. So stick around for another game of Dota 2 for StarLadder. Don't go anywhere.
Season 6 of the legendary StarLadder TV series. 16 top European teams 120 season matches plus an epic LAN final voiced by your favorite shoutcasters. Watch the StarLadder TV matches using your Dota 2 client. Get an exclusive StarLadder HUD. Tickets on sale now.